Today, we're diving into a sensitive but crucial topic: how to resolve marital issues. We'll also touch on how our roles as parents affect our children's development, something that plays a huge part in family dynamics. Um, what do you think about the role of teaching in relationships, especially when it comes to marriage? Um,
It's interesting you mentioned teaching in relationships. I've always felt that in a marriage, we can't really teach each other in the same way a teacher teaches a student, right? We often think explaining things is like teaching, but they're two different things. Teaching is more about guiding someone in a structured way, whereas explaining just helps the other person understand something.
Exactly. And I think that distinction becomes really important when we look at family dynamics, especially with parents and children. Parents, for instance, aren't always in the role of a teacher after birth. They might guide, but they're not formally teaching unless they know what's needed. But what if parents don't have the right knowledge or skills?
That's a key point. If parents don't have the proper understanding, they're essentially raising their children with their own limited knowledge, right? The children might get the basic care, but they miss out on what they truly need to succeed in life, like emotional intelligence or the ability to navigate complex social situations. It's like feeding a child without understanding nutrition.
Right? And it's so common, but not often acknowledged. Imagine a parent who's trying their best, but doesn't know the right path for their child's growth. They might try really hard, but without the right tools, the child could still struggle as they enter adulthood. It's not necessarily the parent's fault, but it does fall on them because they made the decision to raise the child that way without proper knowledge.
Exactly. And let's not forget that it's not only about the physical needs. Children need mental and social guidance too. If a child grows up without understanding how to interact with society, they'll be left behind. We're talking about a 20 or even 30-year gap in social development if parents are trying to teach from their own outdated experiences.
That gap can be huge. Imagine a 15-year-old today growing up with the mindset and teachings of someone who learned things 20 years ago. The world has changed so much in those 2 decades. It's no wonder the younger generation faces so many challenges when they finally step into society.
And those challenges can become overwhelming. They might struggle with relationships or handling the pressure of adulthood. It's easy to see how these struggles can snowball into deeper issues, even mental health crises, like depression or, in extreme cases, suicide.
Yes, the pressure can be immense. We often talk about this as a societal issue, but it's really rooted in how children were raised. If parents don't understand the principles of proper emotional and social development, they unknowingly contribute to their child's difficulties. And that's where the responsibility lies. It's about understanding the consequences of how we raise our children.
It's true. And while we can look at this from a psychological or sociological perspective, at the end of the day, it's about what's missing: discernment. Parents need to understand the social landscape their children will face and help them develop the tools to navigate it, not just feed them basic survival skills.
And that brings us to the bigger picture: how we can help solve these issues. If we, as parents or mentors, start recognizing these gaps early on, maybe we can prevent future generations from facing the same struggles. But it all starts with understanding that raising a child isn't just about doing our best, it's about doing what's right for them with the right knowledge.
Absolutely. And with that, we'll have to continue this discussion in the next episode. We've barely scratched the surface, and I'm excited to dive deeper into how we can better guide the next generation.
For sure, this topic is far from over. Stay tuned, everyone. This conversation is just getting started.